Could DraftKings stock possibly make you rich in the years to come? I believe so. That is why it is one of the riskier investments that I have in my portfolio. So in this video, we are going to talk about DraftKings, aka the king of all drafts, and what catalysts I think are coming up, and also do I think the stock is a buy right here? Let's go ahead and get right into the video. Of course, the stock is a buy right here. That's why I'm making a video on it. So let's talk about it. DraftKings has now come back down to that $16 range, and I'm sure most of you guys know it's been doing this little thing. I think it's done it for the last 3 months. Let me go ahead and look at the chart. Yeah, it's been doing that for the last 3 months. So it's been doing this thing ever since February. It will go to $17, $16, and then it'll bounce back and go to the 20s, and then it'll go back to that range again, and then it'll bounce back and go to the $20 range again. DraftKings has been doing that. That is good. It's consolidating. Obviously, we know the market is back to normal, so all this crazy DraftKings going back to $70, don't count on that unless the company proves himself, which is what we're going to talk about. So for me, I think DraftKings is a buy here. I have not pulled the trigger yet because I think we could see it go back to $15. So right now, DraftKings is at $16. I think that is a great buy range, actually. I think $15 or $16 would honestly be fine. So honestly, if next week came and it didn't go down to 15, it just kind of stayed here, or it went up a little bit to 17, I would not mind buying this stock here. You guys know how I feel about DraftKings already. At this point, I think I have more videos about the stock on YouTube than anybody else. I talk about this company like it's nobody's business because I like it. Now, let me also say, I say this in every video, do not lose your mind with a stock like this. Balance sheet does not look good. They've definitely got some headwinds. I'm not going to lie to you. I like it. I think they'll get through their headwinds, but they've got some headwinds. And you know what one of their headwinds is? Regulation. If regulation does not happen in enough states, this company's not going to do very well. We are betting on the fact that at least like 60% of all the states are going to legalize sports betting. At least that's what I believe. And so that's why I'm in this company. Now, we already know DraftKings is a phenomenal company. I don't even think you can debate that. I really don't. They are one of the top. They are the top two. It's them and FanDuel that are the top two in the sports betting market in the United States. So obviously this is a great company. But the question is, will they eventually become profitable? And in my opinion, in order for them to become profitable, we need more states to legalize sports betting, especially some of the bigger states like California. So what I want to say next is, here's some stats that I got. DraftKings had the top March Madness tournament handle share at 37.4%. For those who don't know what handle is, it's the amount of sports wagers that they got, the amount of money that people are giving to bet on their platform, the wagers. That's what handle is. And DraftKings had the highest share of that at 37%. That was followed by FanDuel at 26%. Are you guys catching on? Literally, DraftKings and FanDuel are neck and neck. Some areas, DraftKings is number one. Some areas, FanDuel is number one. But there's always those two that are either the one or the two. Quite amazing. I already explained to you guys why I don't invest in FanDuel. If you don't know why, just look at my old video. I think I talked about it in my last video, actually, on DraftKings. But anyway, here's the big thing I want to tell you guys about, because this is going to be our moment of truth here. This is going to be the defining factor. So good old Ryan Butler, you guys know him. I told you guys that is the best guy to follow on Twitter. He's the guy who talks about sports betting and keeps up with it, and he posts it for everybody to see. And he's a legit person. He really follows the numbers. He's great. I think he's a reporter. So he made a tweet that said states remaining with a chance to legalize sports betting in 2022. And he said California, Kansas, North Carolina, Maine, Massachusetts, Minnesota, Missouri via voter ballot measures. So this is great. This is great. I love it when they put it in the hands of the voters. I love it. So all these states have a chance to legalize sports betting in 2022. And that is going to bode well for 2023, because if we could get more of this regulation out the way, which I already told you guys is coming. I've been saying this for a while. Everybody's been saying whatever they've been saying. I told you guys, I live in Illinois. Once I saw the movement that came around behind legalizing sports betting in Illinois, I already knew. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm sure this isn't the only state that wants this. There are other states that want it. And sports betting, in my opinion, has just gained this momentum now. You know, they didn't have that a few years ago, because I've been sports betting for a long time. I've been sports betting since freaking, I don't know, like 2016 or something. You know, I've been doing this for a pretty long while. And I remember what the landscape was like back then. You know, just 5-6 years ago, Nobody really, I mean, people cared, but there wasn't this movement. There wasn't this push by the people to get sports betting legalized in states. Many states just said you can't do it. And it just was what it was. And sports betting was just this underground thing. You have to download these international apps to sports bet, but now it's got this momentum. States are realizing they can make a lot of tax revenue out of it, aka New York. Jesus, New York, taxing the heck out of people with the sports betting thing. What's it, like 50%? Outrageous. But anyway, so states are realizing that. I told you guys a lot more states are going to legalize sports betting, which is really, really good. It's coming. And these are just the states that are planning to do it with a ballot measure. We're not even talking about 2023 and beyond, which is why I said Draftkings is a super, super long-term play. So this isn't one of those stocks where you trip over. Even if it has a nice little run, who cares? You're in this for the long term, because I'm telling you, once this thing becomes profitable, and once a lot of the sports betting players start to take themselves out the game or get bought out or go bankrupt, whatever happens, that's when the party really starts. And that's where the real value of DraftKings will begin to show, especially when they make it through this tough period they're going through now, where everybody and their grandmother is trying to be a sports bookie, and we still don't have enough regulation to bring in a significant amount of revenue for DraftKings for it to kind of make sense. But once that starts to happen, I'm telling you guys, it's going to be lit. So for me personally, if DraftKings goes to $15, I'm buying. Yes. And if you want my honest opinion, I think in 2022, we are going to see a lot more states legalize sports betting. And I think that is going to turn out to be very good for DraftKings and make DraftKings a very promising stock going into 2023. Remember, you want to get in this stuff early. So if all these states I just named, let's just say hypothetically, if California, Kansas, North Carolina, Maine, Massachusetts, Minnesota start to legalize sports betting, if all of them do, or let's just say half of them do, that is going to be very good for DraftKings. That's going to make a lot of the projections start to go up, because now you've added more revenue to the pool because these states have legalized sports betting. And we know DraftKings is going to operate in these states. It's DraftKings. They get the job done, right? So that's really good. I think I could go ahead and cut this video. My main point in this video is DraftKings looks to be a buy at this price. And if more states are going to legalize sports betting, I'm going to want to get into DraftKings now. While it's at like the lowest it's pretty much ever been. I think it's as low as when it IPO'd, right? Wasn't this a SPAC? Let's see. Thank God for history. Oh, no, it's not as low as it's ever been, but it pretty much is. I mean, the thing IPO, because it was a SPAC, so it freaking came at $10. I mean, it pretty much literally at its freaking SPAC price. So looks like a screaming buy to me. So like I said, obviously I'm fine with buying now, but if this thing goes to $15, I'm buying. I'm not going to lose my mind and put $25,000 in it, but will I put maybe $500, $600, maybe even $1,000 if I want to? Whatever allows it to make up less than 5% of my portfolio, whatever that number may be, yes, that would be fine for me. So this is my speculative play. I absolutely love this company. I love this stock. I love the app. I love their commercials. I love everything they do. And so there you guys have it. That'll go and conclude today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one.